Okay guys, so welcome back. I know it's been a while since my last video, so I apologise for that. But what I've been doing over the last couple of days is making a start on the fueling terminal, or the fueling shed. So as you can see by the tankers, I am planning on an esso depot because I really like their livery. It's quite nice and plain. I like the Shell and the BP liveries as well, but the esso one just sort of, I don't know, just seemed a bit nice to me. So I've got the 11 tankers. So yeah, what I've done so far is fitted some LEDs into it. I haven't gone overkill because it's only a small shed, so I can only get I can get 3 full tankers in, or I can have 4 with a little bit overhanging each end. So what you can probably see just out the back there, I have 2 cables. So what I'll do is I'll show you the shed lit up. It's a bit bright at the minute, but what I'll do is I'll put some photographs on at the end of the video just to show you what the LEDs look like. What I'm planning on doing is repainting the whole shed. So what I'm going to try and keep it a little bit of a surprise, but part of it's going to be, all the brickwork is going to be darkened up, and it's going to be going into a blue livery, or blue paint scheme, but I'm going to have part of it slightly different. So I won't divulge at the minute, because I think it will look really, really good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to, with some brass rod, if I can find some. I can't in a minute. I've got some thin brass rod from Albion Alloys. Same people will do all this brass. The camera pick up their logo very well on that. There we go. So yeah, I've got some thin brass rod. It's the same stuff I used to make the legs for the crash barrier in the yard. So it's that thin rod there. So I'm going to make some scaffolding, and I'm going to put a couple of works guys up on the roof with high-vis jackets on. So yeah. So what I'll do now is I'll show you the shed lit up, then I'll show you the LEDs inside. So that's them all lit up. It's probably going to be a bit bright come night, but it just means it's going to show up the area quite nicely. I might dim it down a little bit. I don't want to go too drastically dim. I still want to be able to see the entire yard area, and I might put an LED outside facing down, or just a yard light just by the buffer stop there. I've still got to do the rest of the plastic card because I ran out. Well, I didn't run out, I had to use it for another project or another bit of the layout, so I need to buy another sheet. It'll end there, but if I can raise you up any more, I'm not sure if my tripod will let me. A little bit more. Just the other side of the tankers there. So if I pull the 66 out of the way. Uncouple. There we go. So just behind where the rolling road is at the minute on the baseboard, that's the edge of the baseboard there. I'm going to continue it up, and then I'm going to have the platform coming down on the loading terminal to where the bottle of plastic magic is. So it's going to have quite a large loading bay. I'm going to have a really gentle ramp as well. So it's going to be a lot gentler than the ramps on the passenger platforms down there. So it's gonna, the ramp's probably gonna start about here-ish, and then go up to where this wagon is here, just next to the points. So literally from the points, the whole area is going to be level. Okay, so what I'll do now is I'll zoom back out. Oh, that was in. And I'll show you the LEDs. I used the SMD types. Now I've got to remember which ones I used. I used 3528 SMDs. I used some copper tape and just 2 lengths of thin wire. So that's the one in the middle. Then I've got one at each end pointing inwards. There's that one. Bring you back up here, and that's, if it will zoom, or if it will focus even, just there. So if I show you that one compared to a tension hook coupling, because you all know the standard Bachmann size tension hook couplings, that's the size of it. So really, really small. So 3.5 millimeter. Yeah, 3.5 millimeters by 2.5 millimeters. So yeah. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to start making a job and painting the brickwork, because I think it's a little bit too light. Don't want to make it overly dark, but then again I want to make it look a bit more realistic than what it currently is. So what I'll do is I'll paint the brickwork, then come back and show you that, and then I'll show you the body, or the outer skin, like the cladding, when that's done. So see you in a bit. Right, so shed's finished. Said it's going to be a bit of a surprise. So what I've got is, it's obviously the same shed. Repainted the brickwork with 3 different shades of brown from the yellow range, and the rest is rail match enamels. So the yellow on the doors is wooden panel yellow. The blue is Network Southeast blue, or dark blue, and the red is Royal Mail red. The weathered side of the roof, so if I zoom in, that's made with, I used 3 different shades of paint for that side. I used dark rust, sleeper grime, and weathered black. And what I've done is, if I can find it quickly, I used an offcut of cardboard, pizza box, and some of the glazing, because this now doesn't have the glazing in, to segment the roof off as if it's in panels. So obviously a panel would rust from the outside inwards, because the exposed edge. Sorry. So what that is a scale 8 foot by 4 foot rectangle, and yeah, I put that on, sprayed around, moved on all over the roof, all over that section of the roof. Then what I've also done is, to highlight, I got the bit of glazing. I'll just move the camera over a bit, or even easier, I'll move the shed over. There we go. adjust it. There we go. That's right. If I zoom in here, so what I've done was I gave it an initial overall coat of rust, then done the rust squares, then I've done the sleeper grime the same way. But the weathered black, what I've done is to make it look a bit more panelish, is I put that up against it, sprayed, but aimed mostly at the plastic, as you can see, nice dark black line. But you spray, if I'm spraying to come to make the line at the top with like the weathering coming down, you would spray it, angled it down, so you get a nice crisp line, and it would fade out, and then turn it over, do the same the other way, because then you get a nice sharpish line. I'm not sure how well this is going to pick it up, but if I try and zoom in a bit more, there you can just make out the straight line going across there, and the darker ones coming up and down. The other thing I've done is with some masking tape and some white primer, made that up. I know it doesn't look, the lettering's not brilliant. To make this stencil I used a bit of masking tape and just cut the letters out, put it on, then sprayed over with some white primer. So obviously around the O there, it's had a little bit of bleed out, and on top of the G, but I'm not too concerned about that. I think it looks quite good. I've done that because it's still going to be a good distance away from the passenger platform, but you'd always have warning signs on there. So at the minute I'm in the process of making the scaffolding out of some brass and some Gorilla Glue. Can't say that. So yeah, that's going to look pretty good. A couple other little bits I've done. I went to the Powderham Crashbox car show. It was about 3 weekends ago now, and I picked up a bus. Well, I should say Mum picked up a bus for me. So thank you to my mum. I've got to rebuild it quickly for you. So I've got a Mercedes local bus. I've taken the glazing out. I'm about to repaint it, so I had to grind the bottoms off to release the pins, and it all just comes apart. Should do. Pull the right bit. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to respray that, possibly to coincide with FCD, the depot down here. My friends John, Jennifer, and Thomas. Or what I might do, as I'm an officer in the Boys Brigade and I have my PCV licence, I might do it up as a Boys Brigade camp bus. And the other thing I've been doing, now I'm going to have to adjust you on the tripod, so going down, is I have been making some level crossing lights. Now, as you're probably all aware, I'm trying to get the Heathcote electronics level crossing controller board. I'm still not sure as to which one I'm going to go for, because there's two types. You got the one where it operates just the lights, and you got one where it operates lights plus servos. Now I've made both the barriers. There's the other one over there, and it still works. Now as does this one. That one there. So what I've done is I've had 3 attempts at making level crossing lights. Now the first ones I've done, I used micro LEDs, and when I say micro I mean minuscule. They're 3/4 of a millimetre by 0.2 of a millimetre, and I put them into a Hornby light head, and they work not brilliantly. So the next one I've done This is the main prototype. If it'll zoom in, if it'll focus even, so if I zoom out a bit. Run. There we go. So it's got 2 micro LEDs, and that middle one is the same size as the in the shed, because they sent me the wrong size in the yellow, so they sent me them little ones in red. They sent me them size again, or sorry, the next size down in red again, but I wanted the same size but in yellow. So that's what I have down here. So I have 2 of them. If I zoom in on this one, so now these are completely custom built. I used some strip board and some LEDs and some brass tube with a load of wire. So if I can just go grab the multimeter, bear with me 1 minute. Turn them on. So, if I remember which wire's which, in the common. Sorry if I dropped the tripod. Alright, there we go. So hopefully the camera will pick it up. But we have the yellow one. And then the 2 red ones. There's that one, and then this one. So if I'm a bit cocky now, what I could probably try and do is no won't work. I was going to try and make them alternate for you. But yeah, so I've got that one, I've got that one. Painted them in very much normal black, so it's a gloss black. Put a little bit of white primer around, and then a little dab of the Royal Mail red to put the spots on, the red reflectives. The barrier will get, I'm not sure whether or not we'll repaint that actually. I kind of like it in that primer colour, so, but it should have the red and white stripes on it. So what I might do is up to the side of the carriageway there, I might just leave that in grey and just have it white and red going across. So I might try and put some of the micro LEDs on it, the same ones I used for that one, but we'll have to see. So I think that's all for that's changed on the layout at the minute. I mean, I've made a start on repainting the lines on platform 4, because as yet I still haven't done it. So as I had the airbrush up to do the shed, I'll make a start on doing that. Plus I haven't been able to get any 6mm masking tape. 6mm masking tape has been an absolute pig to get hold of, but I finally got some. So that's all the changes to the layout at the minute. One thing I am going to be doing is, if I carry over here, is this junction here, or above the helix. So if I can just raise the camera back up, put the tripod on the floor and lock you off. There we go. So this corner here, the switchback on the top of the helix, I'm thinking about there we go. What I'm thinking about is obviously coming across here, the plan is the same as it has been for a while. I'm going to build the bank up so it goes into a bridge tunnel area. But what I thought is I'm going to have a motorway. So I can have it quite a nice wide scenic break. Plus it gives me somewhere to put all my lorries. Because I've got a lot of lorries. I do like my lorries as well as my trains. I've got about 10 in the box. But at the minute the level crossing is the only section of road I've got. Plus I got quite a few fire engines as well. So it'd be nice to be able to put them on the layout and have somewhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start building it on the back of the helix. So from there, obviously come up a bit. I have it coming across. It's only going to be about a foot worth of roadway, but that's going to be enough to have obviously the 3 lanes plus the hard shoulder in each direction. So it's going to be quite wide. Because obviously the top layout is supposed to be based around Exeter Airport, it's going to be junction 29. So I'm going to try and get some photos, probably Google Maps, Street View, and try and get the road signs and put on there as well. So that's it for this video. I'm probably going to do a running session coming up soon. I mean, I've had comments about, oh, have you packed up the railway? No, although I have started to have some gaming videos on my YouTube page, I am still big into the railways. It's just, as per usual, I don't have hardly any time to do anything. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you again soon.